Hey there everyone, how's it going? Kurt Singh here, coming at you with Master League Edition. I finally decided to build up this Tapu Bulu that I got in a lucky trade. It is a 15-14-14, so not ideal for Master League, but I said, you know what, I gotta try it. I have stopped battling to make this video. I'm currently on a 15-0 streak with it, and it's a new all-time high for me. My previous win streak was 13. So getting up to 15 in a row now is really good for me. Bullet Seed, Nature's Madness, Grass Knot is what's on Tapu Bulu. And then, of course, you guys, any of you that have watched some of my Master League videos, know that I like Lugia now that I have been able to make it, and Ho-Ho as well, now that I was able to make both of those 4 stars. So we'll kind of get right into it, and I'll try to walk you guys through how I've been playing it, and I'm going to continue to do some more battles with it after this video. But I really like the fact you see a lot of water at dragons, or a couple of those ground types, right? The Rhyperiors or stuff like that. And quite honestly, Tapu Bulu and Lugia take care of all of those. And then for your Togekiss or Metagross, stuff like that, Ho-Ho just shreds that sort of stuff. So there I hit the Kyogre with a Aeroblast. Mamoswine comes back in, and I believe I decided to let this go. So I've let that go, and now I have Ho-Ho and a Dragonite in the back. So this is actually looking a little bit sketchy for me. I'm going to go for the Sacred Fire first, because I do not want to debuff myself just before they get to a move. So I'm going to take this, what should be Dragon Claw. Their attack has been dropped now as well. So it doesn't actually do that much. And at this point here, I'm like, you know what? I need to Brave Bird to get rid of the Dragonite. Yeah, keep my shield in case the Mamoswine has an Avalanche loaded. And if it doesn't, I felt like I should be able to Incinerate down before they can Powder Snow me down. So that's a good game there. Well played to my opponent. Kyogre lead, excellent for me. They switch into Togekiss, so I am a little bit slow to react, but I switch into Ho-Ho. And yes, I know that Togekiss, their bait move is Ancient Power, so I'm always going to shield the first one. And then I am normally going to win this matchup. I'm already at almost 2 Brave Birds there. I actually overfarm by 1 whole Incinerate, so that's a lot of wasted energy. Throw this Sacred Fire, takes out the Togekiss. And now I'm in a great spot because they can bring back in Kyogre. And if they don't respect the Brave Bird, I'm already at it. So I can throw that and then just let the Surf go through. I'll get taken out, fine, doesn't matter. But they let that go, so that does huge damage. They end up deciding to farm me down, but that's okay. I come in with the Tapu Bulu, and the only thing that they could throw that would really threaten me would be a Blizzard. So I let the Surf go through, and at this point I'm trying to decide, I'm like, okay, should I farm down or should I throw again? And I'm like, well, now at this point I think I just need to shield this, because I'm like, why are they staying in with Kyogre? And then sure enough, they had a Primarina in the back, so they were double weak to the grass typing. And then so I get the first shield, second shield with Grass Knot, and then I can switch into Lugia, and they don't really have anything that's actually gonna super threaten me. So farming up here, obviously the Dragon Tail is not super effective against the Fairy typing, but I'm going for the Aeroblast. I get to it just after they get to a move, or we CMP and they won. Not 100% sure there. Hydro Pump does quite a bit of damage, but I live with quite a bit, not a lot, but I'm healthy enough to keep going here. Takes out the Primarina and then one more Dragon Tail. So I don't know if people kind of have forgotten about Tapu Bulu, or if because it's not ranked super high, But over these 15 battles that I've done, it doesn't really feel like people either are respecting it or are expecting it. So it's either like, are they just, they don't respect it because it's not ranked high, or are they just not expecting people to run it? But I'm super happy that I built it. I think I'm still one power up away from level 50 or 51 from having it max. So here, sent the Sacred Fire, they shield. I think this was the battle I messed up and I shielded the first Ironhead. So I was like, I'm pretty sure that's another Ironhead. I don't think they've got to a Draco. So I let that go and send the Sacred Fire. They let it go as well, saving their shield. Bring back in Kyogre. And now, because I didn't have to, I'm not switch locked, I can come back in with Tapu and go for the Grass Knot here. Huge damage. Almost takes them out. And again, I don't need the shield because what do they get? Like, unless they have a Blizzard, right? Like, obviously, Blizzard would be super effective. And now in the back, they've got a Zekrom, which definitely is not something that Lugia wants to see, right? Crunch or an electric move. Nature's Madness does huge damage and it drops their defense. So here, I think I shield. I'm like, well, I'm looking really good. Oh, I decided to let it go. Okay, yeah, it makes sense, right? Crunch would be resisted, and electric would be resisted. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to see what they have. Being the Dragon Tail, I should be able to farm them down afterwards, save the shield, and then have it for Kyogre. Good game there. So here, got Mewtwo, count to 5 Psystrikes. They're going to throw, this is just going to be 5 Psycho Cuts, and it'll be a Psystrike. So I respect and shield the first one, and then I want to try to catch the next one, but I want to throw first to see if I can drop their defense. I think it just drops it, period. I don't think there is a chance. So I get a shield and the defense drop, but I sent one more Bullet Seed, so I got stuck in the animation there. So I'm going to double shield. And at this point I was like, well, why aren't they switching? So I'm like, well, I'm going to throw another Nature's Madness here. Get both their shields. So I'm like, okay, I got to get out of here because I'm thinking there's something that doesn't want to see Tapu in the back, right? And unless they switch first, Lugia is gonna always be my go-to safe swap because it's got less things in the meta that can super hard counter it, and it's really tanky. And by that I mean, like, obviously there you can see the Shadow Ball does a lot of damage, but there are so many Kyogres, so many Palkias, that if I were to use the Ho-Oh as a safe swap and they swapped in a Kyogre, well, then Kyogre just destroys Ho-Oh, right? So I do land that Aeroblast there. They get to crunch. Obviously I let it go because I have no shields. Come in with Tapu. I'm able to reach a Nature's Madness here, and this should take out the Zygarde. Takes out the Zygarde, and then they've got the Togekiss in the back, and I think that I swapped fast enough. I was like, oh, should I go for the Brave Bird? And then I was like, well, but I don't know what Mewtwo has, right? So I switched fast enough that I was able to get the Sacred Fire before they got to the Ancient Power, and then they decided just to give up. So good game there. Now Rhyperior is another one. Super effective with the Bullet Seeds. So Grass Knot's going to be the way to go, obviously. I actually saw a lot of Rhyperiors, Shadow and Non, I think. Yeah, that's a non-shadow. Saw a couple shadows. Shield this up in case it's like the Rock Wrecker. It is. So good shield there. Go for a Grass Knot here. What was I gonna say? Forget exactly what I was gonna say. This is gonna showcase the 15-0, but I didn't record. Like, I recorded the first 5 and went 5-0. I was like, that's awesome, I'll make a video. But I did 5 more, and I was like, I might go 5-0 again. So I have another recording like spliced in here at near the end, showing that battle. And then this morning I got up and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do another set here. And I started going, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna beat my streak. So I have the back end of battle 14 and then all of battle 15 on here as well. So if you guys want to stay tuned to that. This is that one. As you can see there, Togekiss, Metagross, Ho-Oh, they have no shields. Like, it's over, right? Sacred Fire here. I'm gonna take out the Metagross, and then 1 Incinerate, 2 Incinerates, and even if they throw, I can just shield, and that'll be a good game. So that was another 5-0. Kind of trying to switch, like, skip through things there. So I moved up to rank 18 there. And here, this is the one that breaks my streak, or doesn't break my streak, but beats my previous streak. I had been at 13 in a row. This is battle 14. And I saw the Palkia, and I was like, I think I'm going to win this one. So I decided to start recording. So Aqua Tail there, and then Incinerate down, and Rhyperior in the back, and I was like, oh man, they're gonna take me out. Rockcracker, 1-shots. But what I don't think I caught on video is I had switched out with a move on my Tapu with, like, look at the HP, like 1 HP. That's what got me to 14 wins. I was like, what? So quite something. So here is potentially the toughest lead to play, because Togekiss has the potential to beat Tapu. As you can see, it's doing way more damage with the charms than I am with Bullet Seeds, but I do manage to land the Nature's Madness. They switch out and into a Ho-Oh, so I'm able to switch into my my Lugia, and I take a Brave Bird. I was shocked that they Brave Birded, because they just swapped in, but that just shows how tanky Lugia is, right? Takes a Brave Bird like it's nothing. Go for a Sky Attack. I was like, I was gonna go for the Aero Blast, but I was like, you know what? I have 2 Sky Attacks. They're likely gonna shield, and they drop their defense, so I might as well just Sky Attack. So they bring back in Togekiss. I live that Ancient Power, so I'm going to be able to go for a Sky Attack. I get their first shield, and now I'm going to be well positioned to bring in my Ho-Oh, and at this point, if they've got a Water or a Dragon in the back, I pretty much win. And sure enough, they've got Kyogre, so I'm already out of Brave Bird, so I was like, you know what? Let's try to get that last shield. It makes it a lot easier for my Tapu. And they let it go, so that makes it even easier, because now I can pretty much farm down. But I already had a move, so throw the Grass Knot, gets their last shield. Now I'm looking in, like, I have almost no health on the Tapu here, but I've got 2 shields, so I can just shield, right, and just keep farm down, and now I've got a move loaded for the Togekiss when it comes back in, and I had a shield, so even if they had a move right away. So I throw that, and that's battle 15. So tons of fun. Super happy that I made it. After right here, I'm going to show my journal. I actually had done little enough interaction in between that you guys can see 5-0, like that I won 5, 1-5, 1-5. So anyways, tons of fun. Highly recommend it. If you've made it this far, really appreciate it. Leave a like or subscribe. Leave a comment. See you guys in